I am officially declaring it busy season. The sun's out, the grass is greening up. Oh, looky here, looky here. The bees are flying. I actually come out here and fed them yesterday. That is actually just 4 frame feeders that I've got set out in a deep brood box underneath the trailer, just for all the bees to have free range of feeding. I do that away from their hives, kind of prevent robbing or wanting them to rob, I guess you'd say. And buddy, I'm right in their path. These bees are flying left, shoo, buzzing right by my head. But anyway, the grass is green, the sun is shining, bees are out getting their food, they're out of their hives. Warm weather is just, I mean, it's creeping in here. So garden season, hay season, everything that just keeps us hopping here on the farm, it is here. We've got our seed potatoes in. I'm going to go inside and start cutting them up. We've got 4 different varieties we got from Haas Tools this year, and you normally want to cut them and leave them to cure, kind of form a layer where you cut them where they're not just wet and soppy and they'll rot underground, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to cut them up, let them cure out for 3 days, and hopefully by this weekend the weather will still be this beautiful. We'll get out here and start planting in the garden. Yeah! Yes, I do get excited when garden season gets here. After a while it turns into a lot of work, but man, it's so worth it, getting all those fresh homegrown vegetables straight off the land, right where you plant them. Know what you're eating. We got our Haas seed potatoes in. First time we've ever ordered our seed potatoes from Haas. We normally get them around here locally, but we was just so excited to try all these different varieties. We ended up getting 5 varieties. We got Yukon Gold, we got the red Norland potato, we got an Adirondack blue potato, of course we got the German butterball potato, and we got a Kennebec white potato. 5 different varieties, and we are so excited to get these things in the ground. So what you need to do when you get your potatoes in, 3 days to a week probably before you want to plant them, you need to get them out, get them cut the eyes out of them however you normally do it. If you don't know how to do it, I'm going to show you a few right here. I'm not going to bore you with cutting all these up, but I will show you what we're going to do, and then lay them out and let the outer side cure where you made that cut. So let's get going. All right, when you order them, of course they come in a box, but in the box they're going to be in a burlap sack. Get out of the light where you can see that. Cute little sack there. Alright, I've got a few laid out here, and what I was going to show you is on all the potatoes they got little eyes all over it. And more times than not, you'll have a big cluster on one end and not near as much on the other. This right here is where it was attached to the original vine when it grew this potato, and then it's going to come out, and a lot of your seed starts will come out of the other end. So all you're going to do is get you a good clean knife, find your starch, like there's an eye, there's an eye, there's an eye, there's an eye. What I want to do is I want to cut this one like that. And this right here is what you want to let cure. You want to let that dry out and form a hard layer over it. That's going to keep it from rotting underground. You can plant them like that. We done it when we first started. We're going to let this cure out, and you're going to get a whole lot better rate on your sprouts. There you go. See, looks like another eye right there. Alright, so those was, as you can see, Yukon Gold. Got a few of them sliced up. I'm going to leave them in a box. You want to put them in a single layer. That way that outer part can scab over, dry out a little bit. Let's say dry out. You don't want them to dry out. You don't want to leave them long enough where they do dry out. You want it just to film a layer of new skin over that part right there. Like I said, 3-5 days, week maybe. and then we're gonna get them in the ground. Next, we're gonna do the German butterballs. Get some of them sliced up. Now the red northern, let's get them out of the bag and see how they all look. It's kind of monotonous work for sure, but something that has to be done. Alright, these are gonna make quite a few cuts. They've got a bunch of different eyes on them, all over them. And a lot of them are sprouting and they are ready to get in the ground. So I'm gonna get busy cutting.
Alright, here's the deal. Ben got on the phone, so I'm taking over for a few minutes. And I am super excited about these. I don't know if y'all can read this, but it says Adirondack Blue. I'm really excited about these blue potatoes. They've got a purplish hue to them. And I'm fixing to make really short work of cutting these up. This is where Ben and my different personality come into play. He's so careful. He's been out here for a long time, cutting potatoes pretty much perfectly. And then I come out here and I just look at it, make a decision how many cuts I'm making, how many eyes there is. I just go to chopping. And so that's how we are. It's how we've always been. So I'm fixing to make some progress while he's on the phone. But we're actually saving, he probably already told y'all this, we're actually saving part of these for fall potatoes, so I only dumped out about half of these, but I'm about to get them chopped up. These are sprouted actually really good. They've got several eyes on them, and the sprouts just look really good. These are pretty easy to chop because you can tell where the eyes are. So obviously I'm cutting off that big sprout, and look how beautiful that is inside. But then there's also a lot of these little eyes I will try to cut off. So I just find the eyes, and if they're on the side, I just stand it up and start cutting little chunks off like that. And then I've got a little piece of potato with an eye on it, and you're good to go.
All right, so we got all the potatoes cut up. Now I'm gonna move on to planting some pepper seeds. I'd already planted one of these heavy-duty seed starting trays from Hoss, full of pepper seeds. But what I didn't have is I didn't have a good heat mat. I had a heat mat that is just a, I guess one that you can buy from Lowe's or whatever, that just maintains a constant temperature. You can't regulate the temperature to whatever you need it to be. So I ended up getting 2 of them from Hoss Tool, and that way you can regulate how hot your soil is going to be. You're going to want your peppers probably around, I'm going to say 80. I'm gonna put mine on up there about 90 degrees. Hurry them up, entice them to germinate quicker. What I'm doing is I'm trying to get some to germinate before the shindig, and that is coming up quick. So gotta hurry up, get these seeds in this potting soil, get them out on the heat mat, and hopefully we can get some peppers to jump up out of that soil pretty quick. Hopefully they'll be big enough for the shindig. So what all am I gonna plant for peppers for the shindig? I've got some of these, totally stoked about some pepperoncini, some of these guajilos, some nadapinos, and some Anaheim. I'm here to tell you, you want to go with ProMix. ProMix is some of the best seed starting media I have ever used. I've got this, I actually got this one from Hoss Tool. I had another one that I bought in a big brick, and I bought it down in Little Rock. ProMix is kind of hard to find. Sometimes you have to order it. That's why I just went with Hoss Tool rather than driving all the way to Little Rock. But ProMix for your seed starting, you can't go wrong with it, I promise. Run out there and poke your little finger hole dent in it. Real quick look. We'll go in with the pepperoncini. If only planting them was that fast. Then take some fresh potting mix, seed starting mix, lightly cover the top of them. You won't want them very deep at all. Alright, that's about it. I'm gonna go out there and give them a light misting of water. Don't drown them, but give them enough to, you know, get going, get germinated. So with good potting mix, good heat, water, without flooding them out, we'll see how long these take to germinate. I can't take you outside because it's dark. It's about 9 o'clock right now. Alright, it's the next day. Actually, it's 2 days later. My days are off. Anyway, I brought you out here. I've got them on the heat mat. There is a heat mat right underneath this. And that heat mat is attached to a thermostat. That thermostat controls the heat mat. When the soil temperature reaches 99 degrees, it will shut that off. If they ain't gonna reach that, that is just to get my peppers sprouted. I'll probably turn it down a little bit on the tomatoes, but I've got the peppers set on here. Here are peppers I started inside on another heat mat. I'll show you that right. Here's a picture of it right here. But these peppers right here are ones I sprouted probably a month ago. I brought them out here to the greenhouse and they have gotten a bit cool a few nights. Their leaves are turning a little bit yellow. I'm fixing to transplant them. It's definitely warm in here. It is. It's a blistering humid 89 degrees in here. I'm probably going to get these things transplanted into bigger pots. I really put this on here to see if the rest of these, you see how empty this is. I wanted to see if this heat mat would germinate the rest of them. And then I really want to compare that other heat mat with what you can see is germinated here. Compare it with this heat mat when everything on here germinates, or whatever does germinate germinates. Just compare the two to see if, make sure the hotter temperature does do a big difference on germination rate. Everybody says it does. I'm just doing my own experiment. Anyway, I got the heat mat, I got the thermostat, I got these trays, and these awesome water trays. All this come from Hoss Tool. They're a great company. I really appreciate them and the fine tuning they put into their products. It is some really awesome products. I cannot say enough for these seed starting trays. I promise you, you get them, you will not regret it. Anyway, we've got a bunch of other cool early season crops that we are fixing to get in the ground. You'll see that on the next video. And all them potatoes, we're fixing to put them in the ground. So we're fixing to get busy. We'll see y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching. God bless.